Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So we discussed the issue of sainthood and what it means for us to have the wilayah of Allah, the Blessed Prophet and his blessed family. Now this leads us on to the question of, well, what makes Imam Hussein's sacrifice stand out? Why is it an exemplary in all sacrifices? What is it that makes Imam Hussein the par excellent example of one who has sacrificed in the way of humanity? Well, there it is, in the way of humanity. What he sacrificed himself for was not one particular issue, and it wasn't for any personal gain of his own. He sacrificed himself for common human values that pertain to one and all, and he exemplified them quite brilliantly. But beyond that, there is another reason for why Imam Hussein's sacrifice stands out amongst all the sacrifices that are given in the way of truth. So for example, some might argue the brutal manner of Imam Hussein's sacrifice is not particular to Imam Hussein. There have been many who have been killed in a very brutal manner. Nor is it the fact that Imam Hussein stood for human values, because many other people have stood for human values. Now, if you then ask, well, what makes Imam Hussein's sacrifice so very different and so very special, then the answer is that Imam Hussein's personal caliber, his spirituality, his connection with the truth and with reality, his total effacement in God that gives him that loftiest stature where he selflessly gives himself up for humanity. The closest analogy I can bring here is the sacrifice that the Christians talk about given by Nabi Isa Salamullah alayhi, where he goes upon the crucifix solely for the sake of humanity and for the love of his God. Now that is the closest analogy that we can give, and you can see how grand the sacrifice of Jesus is in the minds of his followers. Now if you were to ask, well, what makes Imam Hussein so proximate to God? What gives him this lofty stature with God? Did he devote himself to Allah endlessly for thousands of years? The answer is obviously not. Spiritual supremacy does not come through excessive devotion. It comes through the quality of devotion, and it is not age related, nor is it contingent to how many services we offer to humanity. To make this more clearer, look at the case of Lady Mary, Bibi Maryam Salamullah alayha. She was at a very tender age, and the Quran says to her, Allah has chosen you over all women of the world, and she was the queen of all women in her time. Now, she did not commit any humanitarian works or services. She wasn't excessively devoting herself to God because she was very tender in age. What it was that supreme caliber of her devotion, her total effacement in the truth that gave her that intense connection with God. And since everybody is connected through God ultimately, every heart is affected by God and the godly creatures. So even though Lady Maryam is confined in Baytul Muqaddas, yet her spiritual being becomes a means of goodness for all around her. And we find indication of that in the Quran as well and in other spiritual literature. Similar is the case of Lady Fatima. According to the hadith of Lady Aisha, the Prophet once says that once said that Fatima is the queen of all women. And on another occasion, he said she is the queen of all women from the beginning of creation to the end of creation. Now, Lady Fatima lost her life at a very tender age. Now, you might ask, her humanitarian services could not have been that excessive and plentiful for her to earn that title based on humanitarian services, nor through the quantity of her devotion, because she died so early. So the only response is that she acquires this superior position due to the intensity of her belonging to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that is what made her eligible for this title of being the queen of all women and the queen of the women of paradise. Similarly, Imam Hussein, what makes him such a superior brand is his connection with Allah and his total effacement in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we can see this in the words of Imam Hussein salamullah alayh. In his final supplications, he says to Allah, "You are grand, lofty, yet you are so near. You hear every word. You respond to every plea." Now at this point, if we can pause and ask Hussein, "Oh dear Hussein, but your Abbas has been cut into pieces. Your Akbar has been taken away. Your Asghar's neck has been torn apart. Your sisters await captivity. To which of your du'as has God responded? Hussein, God has left you thirsty, hungry, wounded, deprived." Here what Imam Hussein is saying is, no. The supplication that I make is that in all of those things that I have lost, the only gain was Allah Himself. And through all of those losses that I've incurred, those people have gained their destiny and their light, and I've gained my light, and Allah is the only belonging and the ultimate attainment. This is what makes Imam Hussein's sacrifice so superior. Not only that he stood for human values beyond his own personal gains. No, he stood for the ultimate. He was taking people to his beloved through his example. And that is why when anybody sees the sacrifice of Imam Hussein, they are drawn towards a deeper truth, which no other sacrifice brings to mind. After this, we will talk a little bit about suffering in our next talk and how sufferings were used by Imam Hussein in a very positive manner. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.